Hey, Jordan Bench here, jordanbench.com. In this video, I answer the question, what's the difference between MCT oil and coconut oil? What's the difference? Are they the same? Are they similar? What are the benefits of them? And how can I utilize them both? Okay, so I think to understand what's the difference between the two, I think we first need to understand coconut oil. So coconut oil is made up of MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, okay? So there's about 4 MCTs that this is made up of. Now, the MCTs it's made up of would be C6, caprylic acid, and there's really not much in there of this. Then you have C8, which is caprylic acid, and I think it's about 6% caprylic acid that's inside. And then you have capric acid, and you're looking at about 10% capric acid inside. Then you have lauric acid, C12, and that makes up about 50%. So really the bulk of coconut oil is lauric acid, and then maybe about 20% of the other 3 acids. Okay, so this is made up of MCTs. Now, when we're talking about MCT oil, the only way that you can get MCT oil is to take it from coconut oil. But here's what they do. So the first 3 oils, or the first 3 MCTs that I mentioned, the C6, C8, C10, that is what this is made up of. So what they do is through a manufacturing process with the machine, they basically strip away the C12, the lauric acid, which is made up of 50% of this, and what's left is the other 3, which is this is where the MCT oil comes in. Now, one of the reasons is because lauric acid technically isn't an MCT because of the way that your body processes it. So it has to go through your liver. The other 3, they don't go through your liver. What happens is those other 3 acids, it's because it doesn't go through your liver, it's readily available, used as a fat burning mechanism to where you're able to get quick energy. So a lot of times with MCTs, one of the neat things about it is you're able to get what's called ketones. So the way that it processes and how everything works, you're able to use your fat as energy, which is, you're using fat as energy because it's producing ketones. You can use that as energy. So the MCT oil, you're bypassing the fat storage of what you would have with lauric acid. So like I said, with coconut oil, you're going to have to go through that because of the lauric acid. So you're not going to reap the benefit of having that fast, quick energy. Okay, so what is the main difference? Now that I explained how we get MCT oil, because like I said, you can't get it by any other means by taking it from coconut oil. So this is like a source that can only come from coconut oil. It's not, it's not like you can just get it any other way, all right? So it has to be derived from coconut oil. So what's the main difference between the two? Because there is a big difference between the two, and I'm going to explain to you how you can use them. So MCT oil is going to be great when it comes for fat burning because it has thermogenic effects. It's going to be great for having like quick energy, and it's also going to be good for your brain health. So your brain, which is made up of myelin, you're going to have, I think your brain is like 50 or 60% made up of myelin. Maybe I think it's actually probably more than that. So that's fat. So your brain is made up of this fatty tissue. So when you have the MCT oil, you're actually helping your brain. You're giving it the support that it needs. And actually, what they've seen studies, and one thing that they found out was that it actually helps repair some of those neuron connections that kind of go dormant over time. So MCT oil has great benefits when it comes to fat burning, when it comes to having quick energy, and also when it comes to having that cognitive function, to think more clearly, to think sharper, and to have better focus. So that's the benefits of having the MCT oil. The coconut oil, on the other hand, the benefit that you're going to come from, or that's going to come from it, is really from the lauric acid. So the lauric acid is really good when it comes to it being like an antimicrobial function. So what that means is if you're someone who suffers with like viruses or bacteria or even like candidiasis overgrowth, this is going to be good to help combat that. Also, the coconut oil is going to help coat your digestive system. So really where this comes in handy is for your digestive health and your immune system. That's really the benefits of this versus the coconut oil, where your benefits are going to come more like a fat loss side of things. The other cool thing about MCT oil is you're not going to store it as body fat. So when you take this in, because of the MCTs that it has, you're not going to be storing this as body fat. So what happens is you're either going to use it as quick energy source, or if you don't use it as that, then your body's just going to secrete it. So it's not going to get stored as body fat. So that's kind of the two differences between them. I would definitely, like, I use both. I don't just say I'm only going to use MCT oil or I'm only going to use coconut oil. I use both, and here's how I use them. So you can use like the MCT oil, you can use it in a shake. I use it in coffee as well. Like when I say shake, I mean like doing like a protein smoothie or something like that. Or I do like keto coffee. I have several videos on keto coffee or bulletproof coffee on this channel, which you can, I'll probably post the link in the description below so you can like find those. I would say too though that this has a very low smoke point. So do not cook with this, because what's going to happen is when you cook with MCT oil or anything that has a low smoke point, it's going to get rancid real quick and it's going to cause a lot of inflammation in your body. So you definitely want to avoid that. Coconut oil, on the other hand, this is awesome to cook with. It has a very high smoke point. So if you're someone who typically cooks with like olive oil or canola oil or something like that, stop doing that and use coconut oil instead. You're really not going to taste a difference. What I have here is unrefined cold pressed virgin oil, so it's organic as well. So I would use something like that to cook with, and it's going to have a very high smoke point, so it's not going to break down and turn rancid on you or anything else. So that is one way that I would use it, is just simply cooking with it, or like frying something up. Like say you're going to fry eggs, that's how I would use it. Or you can put it in like a protein smoothie, or even putting it in keto coffee. So I will actually sometimes use both of these in keto coffee because they have different benefits. So like I said before, this is derived from the coconut oil. They have different benefits to them because they're using different MCTs, because this is void of lauric acid. Okay, so hopefully right now I'm making some sense, and this is kind of helping you out understand what the difference is. Now, when it comes to timing of when to have MCT oil versus when to have coconut oil, if you're gonna have MCT oil, I would say I talk a lot about fasting, especially on this channel. So if you're doing a fast, this is great to break a fast. So when you're coming on the tail end of your fast, this is great to have to break your fast. But you don't have to. I would also say too that this is also perfect to have if it's in the morning, say for breakfast or something, because you're going to get quick energy and it's going to help with fat loss. Not to mention it's going to help you think more clearly. So MCT oil is going to help with that, and I would have it in the morning if you weren't fasting or anything else, or maybe if your fast was later in the day. Coconut oil, like I said, you can use this to cook with foods. You can put it in a protein smoothie, and you don't have to have this in the morning. You can have it later on in the day if you want. Really, I don't really see how there's a real necessity for timing of this. I just think if you're able to get it in, but sometimes if you're able to get in later in the day, that might be better. It's going to have like the antimicrobial benefits to where it can help kill candida or any viruses you may be having or bacteria that you have. So really, I think that's pretty much it when covering MCT oil versus coconut oil. I hope you did get some information on this and maybe got some value out of it. If you did, then please give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, so that way I know that you like this kind of content and I can put more videos out that are similar to this content. If you have any questions for me, or if you have any questions regarding MCT oil or coconut oil, go ahead and comment those below. Also, if you have any video suggestions for me, then please give me whatever suggestions you have so I can put more videos out on the content that you want and not on the content that I think you need. There's a big difference there. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Right now, I'm currently in a 120-day video challenge, and I think I'm on video number 113 or something like that. So I've almost completed my 120-day video challenge. Anyways, I will see you in the next video.